my eyes or your eyes for this race. I have got the power. I'm absolutely buzzing to be back here in Hockenheim. Same kind of conditions as I were in qualifying one last time out in Division 2. We've got a wee bit of dark clouds above us, so maybe the threat of rain might be there again, but you can probably update me with that with some good intel. But no, honestly, Germany's one of my favourite tracks. If not the favourite track, my favourite track in the game, so I'm really looking forward to another spectacular race. Last time out, we had a really good race last night. If you didn't tune in, you can find it on the Twitch, and hopefully we can have made the same as we did last time out. I'm going to see. Alright. Oh. Things you love to hear? Wet races. We had a wet race earlier on in the day, and I was watching the 2016 Brazilian race on YouTube because the Formula 1 channel streamed it, and it's just kind of got me in the mood for a wet race, so I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm not going to expect, if it's a full wet race, I'll not expect times to be blistering quick in qualifying, as people will probably opt for a dry setup as soon as you leave, a wet setup, sorry. So as soon as you leave that lane, you can't change the setup, you can only change the front wing and the differential. The on-throttle differential and your brake bias as well, but everything else remains the same. So I would assume if it's a wet race, like we're getting information and an insider source, then drivers will definitely opt for a more downforce. And immediately, no even 2 minutes, and we've got our first disqualification. Orange Crush is out of the session and will be starting from the back. That could be a possibility. We'd probably have to follow up on that way stewards, so the stewards can fire in and try and update us with that if that is the case. So I'm on board with Zaki Beast there, who is one of them. He's just coming into the stadium section now. He's getting ready for his lap as well. Go on board with Plain Teddy, who's on his lap, as I've immediately validated it, so I've kind of accustomed with that one. I'll go on board with Craig, who's on his lap. We'll go on board with him as he comes into turn 2 as a decline into the apex, so you kind of carry that wee bit more speed into turn 3 slowly straight after turn 2 as you go into the DRS straight. This is a bit of a curve, so you've still got time to kind of work out your settings, DRS the lot, and then get you set up for the hairpin, and your braking point will chuck your body forward into the cockpit as you put your foot on the brake. Kind of misses the apex on the hairpin, but we had a food debate about that last night in the Division 2 race. As he gets a clean enough exit, good traction, takes a bit of a jerky line into the wee kink before the Mercedes grandstand here, slows the car down to third gear, and he's immediately followed by the quick right-hander as he's having a wee bit of a slide on there. We put a bit too much throttle down as he's gone round there into the sweeping right into the stadium. One of my favourite corners on the game. Absolutely love the feeling into the Sachs curve. Runs a bit wide, keeps it in third gear. Through there, and he's got the final 2 corners left to navigate on his line lap, and the line there, and that will put him Q1 first in Q1, and it's immediately beaten by Neelix, who goes 2/100ths of a second quicker on his lap in the Haas. Anybody else? Scotty just Zaka's Beast puts his lap in and is immediately moving to the side of the road. Let me see if I can try and find the Mercedes. Racing Point. Also, that was a... Hicklin must have been the one that put the lap in. There. Lewis goes top of the time machine at 1:12.5. Lewis had just a shout out to him, like, for his performance at Austria a few races back, last day first. That was a strong race for him, and he's got a strong qualifying so far. I mean, still early days, but he is top of the time sheets as it stands. Anything else that we can notice out on track now? You can see. Definitely. They'll probably want to burn a set of soft tyres in Q1 because once these tyres are really kind of done, they don't really need to kind of go back to these tyres, especially if the race is going to be wet. Then they'll not need any dry tyres at all. So we'll probably maybe just see them choosing the soft tyres for the free qualifying sessions. Evening Smoke, how you doing, fella? Is Steve-O just completed his lap there? Because I just caught the end date there. Yep, he has got a long way to go if he's going to make it back to the pit lane. His pit crew have underfueled that car, trying to maximise the potential in a light car in the qualifying. Has kind of backfired so far as he's just leaving on the pit straight. Hopefully doesn't get away and just takes the grass and the venom. And Ferrari about to shoot past his screen as we speak. That will probably be either Scott or Sprightly. Oh, yep. Sprightly. Aye, so Originals will have a fair bit of the track left to go on fuel. Hopefully doesn't run out completely, because that could be detrimental, because he has put his time on hard tyres as well. So that could probably come to blow back up in his face there. I'm on board with Sprightly. If he comes through the second spot, 5, so I don't know where that would put him. Say, I'd put him in the technically put him top 10, 11. It's already put a time in, but he's going to get the turns. Takes a bit of the exit turn there, then swings the car in for the final turn. Now as he goes P8. Somehow said on me in my screen there he went from and then it changed to P8. So that's the way to hopefully we don't have any further issues with that. But we'll see who else is on a lap. Midway point in Q1. Right, Originals has made it back to the pits. So he's back in the pit lane just now, so he will have time to go again as he makes his way back. Scott, oh sorry, Rock Lobster. Go on board the Rock Lobster here as he's on his lap, coming out of the hairpin, coming down into turn 5. Hopefully they clear the road on the before he gets there, but they seem to be back up at a solid enough speed there, so as well. Ferrari is parked on the grass, and he's going to have to watch because there's a Williams Dark Zenith coming through there as well. So Sprightly was kind of caught off guard there with the speed of the Williams coming through that sweeping right as he takes into the gravel track there on the outside of the 65 to avoid the fastest lap of Nedclaw in the Renault. Dark Zenon's kind of laying down the gauntlet very early on in qualifying here at Hockenheim. The first person into the 1 minute 11s, only just 95 thousandths of a second under the 1 minute 12 mark. And my chat's not working. Nope. The chat is not working for me. No worries. I'm going to load it again. Man. Oh, Youngie just messaged there in the screen in the chat there saying man just missed out on quali. Getting in, well gutted. Wouldn't even get in anyway. Because there's 20 drivers. I mean, fair enough. On board with Ned Claw. Ned Claw's not won a fast lap. Rock Lobster's invalidated his lap. V-Dubs into the pits. Hicklin's on a lap he's 4 tenths down in the first sector time that he set earlier on in the session. He's got low ERS as well, so I'm assuming this will probably just be a cool down lap to come back out of the pits, regroup and come back out again. So where would you be predicting the cut-off point to be, Max? Any guess? Talk about the cut-off point for Q1. So the 13.5 mark. Let me see. Gareth's on a lap. He's the only driver still running who has yet to put in a time on the board. But I saw Merckx is saying we're looking about the 13.5, 13.6 mark, like P11, P12 or the two Reynolds sit. That is probably I'll probably agree with that to be fair as well, Merckx. I'll probably agree that the cut-off will be running that 13.5, 13.6 range because the times after that are very close together, and there is always room for improvement as the track rubbers in and it becomes less and less greener. So I do expect times to start kind of firing in and starting to be a lot quicker than they are. I feel like a lot of drivers that are kind of in the threat of the drop-off zone will have a lot to improve, and they can definitely improve as the track rubbers in and becomes less green, as we were just saying there. Gareth goes 13th. Yep. They can't hear you. Let me check. It says the party's being broadcast. Oh, on the Twitch. I can hear you fine, but I don't know what's happening there. Oh no, I've just done the Twitch chat, the Twitch stream up. Speak, Merckx. Right, we seem to be having a small technical issue. Hello, Smoke. You say that the first time, but we'll say hello to you once again. Zydrad says hello as well. So hello to everybody who is joining us. There is 24 viewers at the moment. Let me just...
Can you hear me or not? No?
I can hear you on Twitch. That's it.
You can hear me?
Apologies for that. Viewers, I do send my sincerest apologies. I did not notice that on the Twitch, so we have got that updated, but please keep us up to date on any further technical issues, and we'll do our best to get that eradicated.
Now that I can say my cut-off point, I think a 13.5 is looking around about the cut-off point. Scarif's in with a 13.6 at the moment. I think V-Dubs at the back is on a lap and he's up by almost half a second with the first two sectors. So can he... V-Dubs in 19th, he's moved up to 11th.
There he goes.
Yeah, so 13.5 is the cut-off point at the moment with 3.5 minutes to go.
And Scott Laney as well, he's up 3/10 of a second through the first sector as well. I'll sit on board with him on his lap as he comes at the hairpin. Takes a bit of the curb on the exit there, so that will probably have hindered his traction there. So
apparently it's Sprightly's birthday, by the way. So,
Sprightly, happy birthday, mate. Hope you're having a good day, and we'll hope to deliver an exceptional race and an exceptional broadcast for you. But please excuse the shit we just had. But hope you're having a cracking day, mate, and just kind of,
Oh yeah, I will echo that. Yeah, I think my 13.5 is just about to get smashed out of the park, as it does. Oh, and Scott Laney is out.
We were
as
on
soon
board
as
with
I
that.
say that. As soon as I say that, he has just gone through turn 1 as he's just finished like that, but he didn't have to push. But the car just got on underneath him and he's gone straight into and it's ruined that barrier. But yeah, cars coming out of the pit lane will have to avoid him. If there is anybody coming out of the pit lane soon. But yeah, as I said, the 13.5 was the cut-off point. It isn't anymore, because it's now a 13.3.
So we've got that wee bit more to watch. We're into the final 2 minutes. We're into the crunch time and the first of 3 qualifying sessions.
Craig has just retired, so Craig's retired. And he's done a 12.8. Well. He's crashed as well, I don't know where.
So, a couple of errors, couple of mistakes is leading a few drivers into the barriers, and they are out of qualifying.
I think Scott is out as well. Scott is out. He's trundling back into the pit lane. We've got Ned Claw and Jules on their laps, and Rock Lobsters on their out lap.
So with Scott Laney and Craig's incidents, it means that the cut-off point will be Zach's 13.3, so that's what they need to beat to get through to Q2.
Yeah.
Ned Claw is about to go for a final one, but we'll go on board with Jules, see what he does as he comes across the line here, just there now, doesn't he? He goes 4 tenths faster, that's him to P10, so he's out of the escape zone, the drop-off zone, as we speak.
Zach's on the lap as well. Ned Claw across the line. He's going for another one final push, but he's got very little ERS for this lap.
Zach's got these final 2 turns to navigate, and he runs wide on the final, and he's away into he's got a bit of the gravel trap there, got a bit of gut on the tyres on the left side, and that's definitely hindered not only that lap, but the lap that he would have probably been going on to continue as well. So I think Zach probably can say that he'll be taking a break from qualifying as he is in the drop zone, as the checkered flag is out and waving. The session is done, and I think that is the session done. I don't think anybody else is really on a lap. Medclaw's 2 tenths doing it.
Sprightly just finished a lap, but he's only moved up from 13th to 12th. Yeah, Ned Claw is down. He's going to struggle to improve in the final sector.
I'll sit on board with Ned Claw as he comes across the as he comes through the final sector, but we've got Rock Lobster on the lap there as well, and I've got a quick glance at
he's up.
Him being 3 tenths up on his time,
yeah.
So he probably could be looking at his escape. Ned Claw can only go 18 fastest. We jump to Rock Lobster here, who is doing up on his time by 3.5 tenths as he comes through the second. Yeah, onto the cuts on the next half a second. Would put him in P12.
Which is what he needs to get out. He needs a 13.1 to get out of the qualifying.
As he walks up into the second last turn, one more turn to go. He had a wee look up there as well, so another roaster.
He does.
Goes 7 tenths quicker. And he goes, yeah. It takes a wee while to update on the top right. He's only went 19th, and then I'm like,
yeah.
That's definitely smooth.
Yeah. Do we have how many drivers we got out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We have with Orange Crush we've got Ned Claw, Scott, Beast, Dubs, and we've got Craig and Scott. So that's 7. That's 7. We've got 7 eliminees. in the first session. Normally there's 5, but Scott and Craig both had separate incidents, and they both find themselves sitting out of the rest of qualifying. So,
Apparently you're a bit quiet.
what I mentioned. Can you hear me now? Wait there.
You might have to eat your mic again.
Oh, I was eating it before. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Wait for the comments in the chat. Oh, I need to get Sprightly back in, I just realised.
Aye. We have to get the birthday boy back in.
I'll wait till we load into the next session. Try and get him in that way.
So we're about to jump into the second of 3 qualifying sessions here at Hockenheim. As we will discuss it in qualifying 1, we are anticipating a full wet intermediate condition race. And we've got 13 drivers in this session, so that means 3 will be eliminated at the end. So what will be interesting to see here is if they opt to go on the softs, or if they try and maybe differentiate the strategy and go
Sprightly's got one in.
medium.
Well, it's full wet, so
I mean, if it's wet, I would assume they're going in softs, and I can see on McLaren at the bottom of the pit lane that is Steve-O. Steve-O is out on the softs, so we'll go on board with him now, as he is the first of 13 drivers to go out and get another feel for the track. So obviously, as they go out and they put their laps in, the track is just going to continuously improve in performance. It's going to help the tyre temperatures, the brakes, the general feel of the track, the setup. Also, the more laps and the more running you make, the better you're going to really get as the session goes.
who's first out on the
Sunday
track?
the breakthrough too. Evo was the first to make his escape to the pits, and he is his outlap.
Got
He is.
Dark in and on medium, so I seem to remember him doing that at Britain. So we had exactly the same conditions last week with Div 3.
Oh, I saw it, did I? I remember he put the mediums on in Q2, and he was one of 3 drivers, I think, who done it. I can't remember who the other 2 were for the life of me, though. I don't know why I'm thinking Steve was one. I know McLaren was one. I mean, I could be entirely off the ball with that one, but like maybe Dark Zenon's got a bit of information that we don't have. It doesn't say he's put softs on, so I don't know if that's maybe just a glitch on my screen or it's a glitch on your screen.
He's definitely got medium,
Vice
so
versa. Yeah. I mean, does it say that on the timing screen for you?
yeah.
It does.
The timing screen's always right, so
Ah. Right, no, that's fine. Oh, so you're watching it on the... Alright, aye, right, okay. Right, so...
you got that at the end.
Confused about tyres, we just check on their actual lap time that they're putting in now. We'll go back onto Steve as where I was. See what he does. Steve will be the first to complete a flying lap, goes purple second sector, into the final sector here. Kind of rides a bit of the curb there on the exit, but no damage done to the lap so far. Looks quite quick through the Sachs Cup, the quick chicane, quickly followed by a right, and then that's quickly followed by the final right-hander on the track. And he's run out ERS for the lap, runs a bit wide, gets a wee bit of a slide on the exit, goes fastest with a 13.1, and that's about to complete. Is it?
Yeah.
That must
Darkson is chucking it round, but I didn't see him validate anywhere on the thing, so unless my things are updating.
It's invalidated for this lap as well, so that's not going to bode well for
Yeah,
him.
my,
Perry is the
My
fastest
track
driver.
map's not coming up as red, so I will have no idea. That's it.
I jumped on when he was entering turn 1, and he has validated that lap as well, so I think he might have maybe made a mistake on the final turn, and it's maybe just penalised him.
It did look like he went well on the inside, so yeah.
takes a wee bit of the curb on the inside of the.
I think you
60.
can do that though. So we have a slow-moving racing point in the final sector. Hopefully Hickman can. I think he's going to size that before Hickman gets there. So let's see what Hickman does. Ran out of deployment as he was coming towards the line.
And he goes straight.
Whoa!
Oh,
that off-board camera didn't look nice.
Oh no, it looked quite terrifying. It looked like he was going into turn 1, and then it just straightened up. And he was like, I mean, if there was a wall right there, he would have also been straight out with the damage that he would have sustained for that. It was Lobster invalidates his lap, and immediately comes out of the pits. Gareth's on a lap. 59 for the first. It has come up purple on my screen as he's coming down the curve straight. That into the braking zone of the hairpin is a really heavy braking zone. Takes a tight line, hits the apron, lets the car roll it to the side, and gets up about the track to the exit. 5 into turn 6 and 7, which in a very quickly forward as he comes through into the sector. 6 into the sweeping right as we go to the broadcast cam. Into the 6 curve, through the quick chicane here. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. I think that is probably for the racing point as well. I think that will probably be Darren Paul. Is it Darren Paul or Dare Paul? I'm assuming it's Darren Paul.
Dead Paul.
Oh, is it Dare Paul?
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know why I was thinking about Darren, but oh well. No worries. We've got 9 minutes left. Sorry, apologies. We've got 9 minutes left in the session, and we've got 7 times on the board. Dark Xenon, Jules, Venom, Lewis, Sprightly, and Original are the only drivers left in the session not putting the time in on the board. So there is also Dark Xenon and one of the Jules are outlaps and Richard. Apologies. As it goes wide, immediately invalidates that, so we'll jump on to somebody else. We'll see Venom with his 9. He goes purple in the first. But I've just took a quick glance at the chat and Hicklin says when straighted up, luckily picked back up before they ran into the wall. Sprightly's asking
very bad.
Aye. I didn't read that bit. I don't know why I thought that was Craig's name, but Hicklin his pad and nearly hit his car at the wall. But
Sprightly. Sprightly was in the session.
Let me see. Oh no.
Well, you joined.
I honestly can't even see his name coming back. Yellow
I
flag.
just saw it. Or it popped up on the bottom of the screen. I'll invite him again if he hasn't already. Oh, he does. Okay.
Oh, he says cheers, bud, but I need an invite. His invite is very important.
Yeah, I've got him. I've got him.
No worries. That Venom is in the final sector. He's on his flying lap at the moment. We'll stick on board with him in the Williams as he comes through.
Saw Rosso. I see. Is that the fastest lap? I missed that.
Rosso.
I didn't realise he set the fastest lap.
Rosso with a 12.3. Venom is fastest
Whoa.
in the session.
Gareth run very wide there.
Has it invalidated his lap? It looks like he's backed off.
No, he managed to keep it going, but was down on his time.
He's not got any ERS to go for another run at the moment, so he'll probably be looking
Who's the yellow flag in Jules?
That's Jules just pulling off to the side at the exit of the hairpin. Jules, Sprightly and Original are currently finding themselves in the drop zone. 6 minutes, just over 6 minutes left in the session, so they'll need to get a lap on the board fairly quickly, because you don't really have much time to put a lap in, go out, also go out, put a lap in, and back in, and then go for your final run right at the end when the track's probably at its best. So they are quite tight for time if you want to plan 2 runs. But Jules is just kind of cruise and run like a Sunday drive in the Toro Rosso. I think he's getting himself ready for his... Nah, he's not getting himself ready for the lap. He's in the lead. Say that. So we'll see what Gareth does as he goes through the final 2 turns. He comes out of the pits too, so he's no way to put a lap in. Rock Lobster, does he put a lap in? He is going to as he comes through the final turn. At speed, takes a bit of the curb on the exit, and he's 600ths of a second down on his time, and he's in third for his next run. So, anybody else? Hicklin and Steve are about to line themselves up for a lap. Sprightly is talking about having difficulties trying to get back into the game, and you've given some sound advice there to just restart the game and come on. We'll do our best to get you back in, Sprightly, don't you worry. And he'll
try and get him 1 run at least.
Aye, hopefully. He is currently finding himself through no fault of his own in the drop-off zone. His car's not even made an appearance on track yet for the second qualifying session, so it has been notably absent. I'm on board with Hicklin, who's sitting at the moment. Would we say the drop-off, cut-off zone, rather?
Yeah, it's got to be, well, it was a low 13 last time, so it's a 13-1 last time, so I imagine it'll be a 13 warning or something like that again. No. We will see though. But I imagine a low 13 is going to be the cut-off time.
Right, well, I'm going to be Hicklin here as he comes through the Sachs curve. You've got the last sector, which is very different to, I'd say, the first 2 sectors. It's a lot more technical and a lot more reliant on downforce than maybe the other 2 sectors would present themselves to be like. Because I feel like the first sector was turn 1 straight, hard braking zone into 2, and then you're immediately into the second sector, which is a curved straight, but it's enough hard braking zone, and then a big straight again, and then you've got a good speed and right hand into the curb. Whereas you don't really get to exercise the car's maximum speed on the third sector. So hitting a great balance with your setups quite quickly as well.
Yeah, Deadpool is up on his time. Bottom 3 haven't set a time yet. Jules on outlap Sprightly, I don't know if he's going to get back in or not. We will see. Hopefully he does. Original 96 hasn't come out of the pit yet, I don't think. Oh, as I say that,
It makes a difference.
he's going through turn 2. But yeah, Deadpool is coming to the final sector now, and he's almost 9/10 up. So that would put him where Hicklin is at the moment, so he'll want to finish off this lap quite well so he can get through to qualifying 3. As he comes up towards the line now, what will it be? It's a 1 minute 12.7, even better in the final sector. That puts in P5, and I think he will be safe through, I would assume.
I think I could probably agree with that. I think anybody, maybe Dark Zenon could face you could probably stare the drop zone in the face there with 12.9, but I think anybody above that, there Paul will be fine.
Yeah, 13 where Hicklin is. He's still in the pit lane, so we'll see. He's just come back in, I think. So Sivo's out, but he's struggling.
Right, at least having a great deal of difficulty trying to get back in. It says that he's getting stuck on the join screen and left from start of the game.
And now Freeman's sent to restart the game, even though I already told you to do that. So it seems like Sprightly's just having a load. Might have to just restart the whole Xbox at this point, which is unfortunate and not what you want to do, but it's better than not racing at all, I suppose. I'll try and invite me in.
Jules puts his lap in, but only goes 11 fastest, so he'll need to go again if he wants to get through this session. Originals has invalidated his lap, but he'll make it to the end of this lap for a final one as we are into the final minute of the session. And this is crunch time for Jules Sprightly, who is absent, and he will be eliminated from Q2 as it stands because he's still in the pits. And Original 96. So the pressure is on the shoulders of these two. But it's also, as we were sitting discussing, it is on the shoulders of Gareth, Rock Lobster, Steve-O, Hicklin, and even Dark Zenon, where we feel this could be a real shuffle if these drivers can put in decent time. So pressure is paramount as it stands. In the final
Original 96 has got one more chance.
Right on board with him. If your 1A1 is through the lap, as it goes through the DRS range.
Yeah, so he opens the DRS now in the 15.8 first sector, which is competitive. Can he close out the lap? We'll wait and see. Comes down into the hairpin. Checker flag is out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers out on track. He comes now towards turn 7, I think it is. Down to the braking zone, turn 8. How much the apex take? Takes a little bit of the apex, carries the speed nicely. Takes off the throttle, not that much. He comes to his second, 49.9. Haven't got a reference, so I don't know. Seems like he's on the green lap. We've got a slow moving McLaren in front of him as he comes through his Sachs curve. He's gone the gravel and he does get out of the way eventually. Goes to the penultimate corner. And then carries the speed, all runs very wide around the final corner. Will that hamper his chances to come across the line now? No, it doesn't. In a 1:12.4, and he is safely through. And I think Gareth is slowing down.
Yep. So there we have it. We've got 3 drivers eliminated from Q2, and those drivers are Gareth, Jules, and Sprightly. Sprightly, we need you back in the game, son. Where yet?
Have you seen what he's put in the stream chat?
What the F? Dollar sign, and sign, at sign, and sign, dollar sign, and sign, and sign, and sign, CK. So we can understand through that.
Yeah.
Deciphering of that code that he is a bit frustrated with Codemasters and his connection to the game. But Sprightly joins Gareth and Jules as the eliminees for Q2 as the cars are getting set up for the final session. And the sun is breaking through here in Germany. It was dark, it was overcast to start qualifying off, and the sun is deciding to move the clouds out the way and shine itself right on the track. And it gives the fans, another additional treat. Rather than drivers driving on the circuit at high speeds, it is giving them hopefully some nice heat from the sun. And Sprightly's just disappeared for the standings, so don't know where he's went.
Yeah, I'm not sure. What are your predictions for pole in the chat? Anyway,
Definitely get them fired
put them in
into
there. 2 Williams, 2 Racing Points, 2 Mercedes, and then 1 Haas, 1 Taurus, 1 Alfa Romeo, and 1 McLaren. I'm going to say Dark Zenon, even though he didn't have a great qualifying 2, he did say 1 and 11 in Q1, so he's obviously got that time in there. I'm a bit biased because Williams, but yeah, I'm going to go to Dark Zenon.
Aye, you're letting you're letting those biased decisions and biased leanings lean through into your professional commentator career, Max. Disappointed. But it's like it's like the pot calling the kettle black, because I've got the same leaning for Scottish drivers. But shout out to the 31 spectators that we've got in the stream. A personal thank you to each and every one of them, as that just drops down to 28, so 3 of them did not like my joke. As Merck says, please make sure that you can fire in your predictions for qualifying in the chat, and we'll read some of them out. in the stream, and we'll get a general feel for where your predictions and where your permutations are lying as we enter the third qualifying session very shortly. As my screen is black.
So is mine.
Yeah, that is.
Right. Ah, dear.
Oh dear. So
Yeah, I
while
think the
we are
lobby
waiting,
has. God. I think the lobby has gone. I don't know if the session has started or not. I had this
no,
before in Monaco, where I couldn't even join Q2 because I had a black screen, and Jam was still watching, and then he had it in Q3, so no, everybody missed Q3. So I don't know. They might still be going, but it's just that the lobby is being.
aye. Definitely this is also it's hindered.
Yeah, there you go.
The
Q3 has started. So
has it?
yeah, the lobby is
Oh
just
dear.
ruined for spectators, clearly.
Oh dear. So what we're going to have to do is, I don't know, what do we do? Like, because I'm not in the game either.
I don't
We're
know.
going to miss qualifying 3. I can't really get into it either, and I don't know if they're going to working on my screen.
That might be because he's a driver, but I don't know.
It's not letting.
I don't know. I
you're
wonder
only-
if it's
you're
because of
only-
spectators. I don't know.
Try restart. Beast says try restarting both your games and join back. If any of the drivers are tuning in, can you try and fire us an invite before you do your laps or before you put it on track? Black screen on Gaza Boy as well as Dubs leaves the session as soon as we say that as well. So we will just restart the games, so don't you worry. Sprightly actually comes back when the stream when the game just completely implodes on itself. But we will quit the game and we'll come back on. And if any of the drivers are hearing this, just be sure to fire both myself and Mercs an invite. And everybody's leaving. I'm not getting that notification on the screen either. Are you getting that?
No, because I have left the session myself.
Ah, right. Well, I'll quit the game and get some non-copyrighted music on. Then we'll just
Kenny Rogers.
Some technical difficulties.
We'll get Kenny
That's
Rogers on.
too soon, Mercs.
Well, no,
Too
just
soon.
for
All time's
remembrance.
sake. Yep. Just for his honour.
In honour of Kenny Rogers.
So we are waiting on some confirmation. Mercs will probably have an insider source in the game.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on myself, to be honest, at this point.
Both commentators are being left in the dark here when the game just decides to implode, and I feel like Gaza Boy says everyone's leaving and everyone's left, so we can only really take that as the only real source of information we've got at the minute. I don't know if Gaza's actually like a driver in that league, and the rest that we're commentating over, so hopefully he can keep us updated on that if he knows something that we don't. So we just made it to Q3, so I'm on the main menu, and all we can really do at this point is apologise for the inconveniences and the technical difficulties that we're experiencing at the moment. Fortunately enough, it's not the stream. As the boy asked what's happening, your guess is just as good as mine because I have absolutely no idea.
I see the quality is still going, but everyone else got kicked, basically. I love to see it.
Oh wow. What
So it looks like we're going to have to join a new lobby and go again. at some point.
Yep.
Once they've finished
So-
Q3.
Right. Absolutely. This is. I mean, for all the times that Codemasters in the game just kind of just drops in quality and drops in like sustainability, I've never really been kicked out of a third qualifying session as a spectator. So this is a new one for me. But so what we need to do is we just need to wait and see what results we get for qualifying. I think. Well, I mean, I don't really know. We don't have any inside word on what's happening in qualifying. We just assume that it is continuing on as it normally would. So we are just left here just to sit and fill the time with some chat and some information as and when we get it. And we'll keep you updated as soon as we know something. So we can use this time just to kind of maybe ponder the fact that it is a wet race that we'll be looking forward to on race day. So
I've got a screenshot at the moment. I have a screenshot of Q3 with 6 minutes to go from Rock Lobster himself. And it has Dark Zennon with a 1:11.9 on provisional pole. Rock Lobster with a 12.3 in second. Neelix with a 12.4. Infamous with a 12.5 in fourth. Flame Teddy also with a 12.5 in fifth. Original 96 with a 12.6 in sixth. In seventh, We Are Venom with a 12.7. In eighth, Deadpool with a 12.9. In ninth, Stevo with a 13.1, and Hicklin in 10th with no time set. So it's a Williams 1-2 at the moment.
Williams 1-2. In real life, that's
Smoke said, let's see some TT laps.
I can't show that information, Smoke, because I'm just simply too quick at the game. I have such blistering pace that I was going to try and think of something, but my brain just completely collapsed on me there. I'm not really one that's quite witty, but no, I can't find information, Smoke. Can't show that. But I heard that Rick's guy's really quick at driving. You would have seen it earlier. He knows. But no. Obviously, with the fact that the session for us, we got kicked out the session. We were just greeted by a black screen when it came to entering the third qualifying session, so we were left with really no alternative other than to just quit the game and come back on. But one thing that I mean, I don't want to say it's a saving grace because I don't really want to excuse Codemasters for their connectivity issues, but because the race is wet, it means that the dry tyres that they're setting their laps on the now, don't really amount to too much in the race because it's a wet race. Like, if you get me, like, there's no need to use the dry tyres that they've been using in qualifying for the race if it's just a full wet race anyway. So there will be advantages through that, because obviously the top 10 start on the tyres that they qualified on in Q2, and the tyres would have obviously had a bit of degradation in them, been a bit worn, but with this, because it's a wet race, they don't really have that threat, if you want to call it that, so it kind of takes that away, but that's just purely because it's a wet race. But there's no any form of excuse for Codemasters and the difficulty that we have in terms of connecting to the sessions, connecting to the game in general. Like, it's just been a bit under par recently. Like, it's definitely been a bit shocking, if anything. Like, the connection's just been quite terrible.
Yeah, for the last 3 weeks at least. I think the lobbies have just, I don't know what it is, just haven't seemed to have lasted. I don't know, recently, I don't know if it's because there's a more influx of people just staying at home because of the virus, but there's more people on. But yeah, I don't know. Get it sorted out, Xbox.
Aye, we can only point the finger at the head honcho that is Xbox. So, I mean, as much as we kind of of issues with Codemasters. Maybe sometimes the issues at the top of the tree. So, and it's just like a ricochet effect. But I mean, we don't know that. We don't really know what the issues really, where they persist, where they're lying. We just face it on Codemasters, but at the same time, it can be Xbox. It really can just go hand in hand sometimes. It can be a completely different issue. So, in the meantime, we'll try and keep you updated on the qualifying standings as we get them. And Merckx will have information on that once he gets that passed through to him in the booth.
Yeah,
but for the
it's still
meantime,
the same. It was only at that point with 6 minutes to go. It was a Williams 1-2, but we will see if we get any more information chucked at me. Session will probably be finishing soon because that was sent to me about 5 minutes ago. So, and that was with 6 minutes remaining in the session. Oh, and it's just gone like 6 minutes. So I imagine the session is almost done and people are on their final laps. So we'll probably see the final or the top 10 in a few minutes time, I assume. Hopefully.
It's quite disappointing that we're being robbed of spectating these final laps when the cars are going to be the quickest for the final runs. So we can only apologise for that. But Tasker says 1 minute to go, the Red Paul said. I mean, Paul's not really spoke to us about anything, so we can only take that as gospel at this point. But
Yeah.
like right now, we can only really just sit and wait. I mean, if you've got any questions or queries, file them in. Like we can, like get a discussion going, get a question answered or whatever. Like tell us who you think's going to be pole. Tell us who you think's going to win. Who's going to be dancing along the track in the wet, and who's just going to slide. Like that's the kind of thing. Because the wet weather does definitely raise the level of skill as well, and it means that the drivers need to up their game, especially in wet conditions, because the mistakes that they are faced, the mistakes that they can face, the dangers are just raised, like they raise the bar. So, Hicklin says awful quality from him, so he's kind of digging into himself for his poor result. I mean, we can't really tell where you are, mate, so you could have said you were Q1 and we would have took that at face value today, but no, Hicklin just being up and direct and honest ways there, that his qualifying has been awful in his words, and he's ninth. I mean, ninth isn't bad. Like, I mean, in the wet, you're right in the middle of the pack, and that's exactly where you don't want to be. Like, obviously you want to be.
But it's better than being out in Q1, isn't it? So it's
definitely
small victories. But yeah, I think everyone judges a good quality on getting their best lap out.
No, definitely.
And yeah, so maybe he didn't put his best laps out in Q3, but still, he's starting P9, and it's not the worst place in the world to start from.
I definitely know. One thing that's good about P9 though, and any of the odd result, like also first, third, fifth, seventh, ninth, is the fact that you're on the racing line as well. So you're going to have that rubber on there, which can help your traction. But
outside line for outside line, is it, or for turn 1, or I can't remember. Yeah, it must be.
P1's on the outside line, the main racing line.
Yeah.
Pole position is mostly on the main racing line.
Yeah.
I mind in the Senna documentary, Senna raised that because in Japan.
Oh yeah, he did say
he moaned about it being on the dirty side of the track, and then Prost bet him into turn 1 anyway. So I don't know if maybe they just took Senna's word for it and just says, right here, we'll have it on the main racing line for every track. Because sometimes it was the same, like sometimes like, I mean, I'll say I know over time that grid slots have changed from the dirty side to the main side for pole position. Also, shout out to, I mean, I was going to say shout out to him anyway, because it's his birthday today, it would have been 60. But we sadly lost it, well, way before our time anyway, because well, I'm 24, but I don't know how old you are actually, Mick. Like, for all the times I can, I don't even care how old you are.
I am 19. I'm not gonna. I will be 20 next week. So there you go.
Don't believe you. Don't believe you.
Next Friday, I'll be 20.
So we can give Merckx a shout out for his birthday next week. Sprightly of the day, Senna of the day. You share a birthday with one of Formula One's greatest. If not the greatest, but that is a discussion for another setting. But it's his birthday day, 21st. Isn't it? It's 21st today. I better not say that.
It is 21st.
Aye, it is.
Jules has invited me.
Get us in.
Oh, I'll invite you if you haven't got an invite yet.
No, I've not got one. I mean, I don't understand why I've not, but like, that's
yeah, I'll invite. Oh no, I can't do it that way. There we go. You got it.
Yes, we've got it. We're coming back in, troops. Don't you worry. We'll give you a race rundown and race result, quality result as we get it. As Beast sends us an octopus in the chat. Very nice. So, I want to just thank. Hi Jules, you're a bit late with the invite now, son, but we're here. That's the main thing. We have got. We're
Everyone
just
here.
Shy of the hour mark.
We've got everyone here. Gareth's sorting out the grid.
Smashing. So we'll give the first things first. As soon as we get the race, the quality results, we will give you a rundown, and we will hopefully get this race underway. It is light rain conditions. It still says dynamic, but we'll get there as and when Gareth sorts out the grid. As we get a message. Oh, have we got it? Is that us? Are we in spectate? Aye, we are. Cool.
Yeah, we are.
That's fine, no worries.
Is the web sorted out? Hopefully it is. Well, oh yeah, it's on. It probably hasn't changed the host options yet. Obviously.
Aye. So we will give. Oh, Darren Paul's Scottish. Didn't ken that. But aye. Obviously, when we get into the game, on the information lab, we'll give you a race, a quality rundown, who qualified where. Also, we can't tell you how much they go to pull by, like the gap, whatever. But we'll just tell you what we see on the screen. As we're about to get the session underway. 34 laps of Hockenheim Ring. 34 laps the drivers have to endure to keep it out the barrier and make it to the end.
Easier said than done.
Definitely, especially in wet conditions when the challenge is definitely escalated from what it normally is. Trying to really think a Germany race in my mind that was wet, other than last year's. Trying to think. I think there was one in 2012. There was one in.
Was this Germany?
Just trying to think of like wet German races.
2019.
2019, so that was last year. 2012 had a wet quali, but I think it was a dry race.
2018 got a little bit of rain, but not much.
It was enough to upset the order. It was enough to unsettle a certain four-time world champion.
We won't go over that again like we did last time.
I definitely know. I think we can have bogged down on that one. But I'm trying to really think. But
yeah, I think the last couple of years as well. Obviously, 2019 was a lot of rain. 2018. I honestly don't know.
It's quite hard to think after
the Nürburgring there was, but
2007.
Yeah.
When Marcus Winkelhock led, and he's got a 100% race record for leading a race, so that's one of Formula One's unknown but interesting
quirky
statistics. No. But I remember that one. I remember. I'm trying to think. Also in like 99, if you want to go all the way back. really know. Like, you don't really, I mean, you don't really see, oops, just nearly broke that bit of my remote. But, no, we're just gonna try and fill some time if you're wondering why we're sitting trying to reminisce about wet German races. But we are about to be welcomed to another wet German race in SLR 3rd Division here in Hockenheim. We are about to be underway in a few moments, so just a shout out to the 17 viewers who have stuck by us, stuck with us through the technical issues, as we are just over the hour mark in terms of streaming. And don't really know. Trying to think what else. There is obviously
I don't know.
obviously in the race, the main area is going to be the hairpin, and with the track being wet, the braking zone is going to completely change for that. So I would assume that also with the hairpin being the main overtaking zone on the track in Hockenheim, that that's where we'll kind of see most of the action unfolding as the race goes on. But hopefully we can keep it clean on the first few laps, purely because the risky accidents is quite high on the first lap as the grid's all bunched together on the first lap or two. It needs to change the rain. Gaza says it needs to change the rain. We'll get that in a moment. I think he's still on the grid, but I mean, Gaza's keeping us in check there. He's not letting this wet weather slide. He's wanting a wet race. But I also hairpin's got to be the main point of interest for us as spectators, as viewers, as commentators, even as drivers if they're planning to overtake into there. I mean, I don't think I would see anybody being too audacious into turn one. It is very tight, it's very narrow, and it is literally right in your face, as we were saying last night. It is a very short run down into turn one, so I don't expect to see anything happen into there. If we do, then that's got to be like putting all your money in the one basket to hope that you get a few places off the start, make it stick. As I'm starting to see a few folk ready up now, so I think that might be us getting the green light to go.
Oh, Darrad I'm calling him that. Deadpool. You made me start calling him Darrad.
I mean,
Deadpool.
5 viewers.
We got 5 viewers. So.
And we've got 22 at the minute, but Tasker says 5 viewers at least on here, all supporting the Red Paul on Come On the Flying Scott. Yeah, come on, we can't just.
We're going,
Jackie
finally.
Name and Jim Clark. Can't just chuck their great names out there. Jared Paul, Scottish boy.
David Coulthard.
David, he was not a flying Scot. He was just a guy. I just love him. I still love him because he was born just about a nose drive for me. About another bit. And his museum is just doing that same way. So it's like a 2.5 acres. Just another unknown fact. A wee bit of trivial conversation as we're making our way into the race. Apologies for the delay once again, but we are about to be on the formation lap, and that's where we will give you the race, the quality results and rundown. I need to put my phone in charge. So once we are in the session, I'll let you do the rundown.
Yeah, I'll have a look.
Smashing.
If the game actually loads.
We're just waiting on the two McLaren boys, and now we're just waiting on everybody else, and we're in. See if Darrad Paul was like right at the front. I'll probably put my money on him.
Just because he's Scott.
Aye. I was giving you slander for being biased, but I mean,
right, race director, let's have a look. So we have SLR Neelix pole position, followed by Dark Zenland in second, Lewis in third, Rock Lobster in fourth, Original 96 is in fifth, Venom is in sixth, Stevo 7th, Deadpool 8th, Hicklin 9th, Gareth 10th, Jules 11th, Sprightly 12th, Scott Laney 13th, Craig 14th, Dubs 15th, Zach 16th, Scott 17th, Nedclaw 18th, Orange Crush 19th, and Plain Teddy 20th.
And that is our qualifying results from Merckx as we're about to start the formation lap in these conditions. Looks to be intermediate tyres on the majority of the grid there. Let me just clarify that, as everybody's on intermediates and we are underway as Neelix is leading us through the formation lap here at Hockenheim. I'll still put a one in Paul. As goes over the grass, gets a wee foot for the grass underneath those intermediate tyres, and immediately we can spot a big gap between P10 of Gareth and Jules in 11th. We've got a slow racing point
That's
after
because
start that plane.
that's because Jules obviously had a little trip through the grass. Sorry, who crashed? Oh, not crashed. Who's hit each other? Scott and Nedclaw have hit each other.
Yep. They're on the grid.
But yeah, besides that, they're making through. What do you think will happen at the start?
I'm honestly finding it hard to. I'm finding it hard to kind of, and it's no disrespect. I'm hoping there's no carbon fibre flying off any of these cars into turn 1 and through the first lap. I was hoping we can keep it clean, which I have no doubt that we can. But obviously, with the wet weather being dominant here in Hockenheim, there is going to be an extra level of precaution going to be taken by all these drivers on the first few laps to get themselves familiarised with the conditions and with the temperatures.
We have a slow racing point. You're not meant to do that.
He's learning to the best, Max, leave him alone.
He's doing a race quite clearly. He's driving onto the grass now.
I think he's just. I think he's maybe just. I think he's in the wrong sport. Instead of Formula 1, he's what a bit of the rally. He is the last driver we're waiting on coming to the grid, and we'll go from there. We'll ride on board when he comes through.
Here we go. Right.
These cars being taken control, and we'll go to the lights, which will be coming soon. I'll just run the lights in. Right. We're going to see the lights momentarily. We've got the lights up on the screen. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights are on. No, they're not. It's 4 lights on, but they're all revving like mad. And we're away here in Hockenheim.
Darkseid's got a bad start.
Lewis there got a great start in the Alfa Romeo. He's up to P2 there in the Williams. He
there's a McLaren.
A poor start there. Bogged down there on the start. Everybody seems to make it through cleanly. We've got a yellow flag out there. That's Orange Crush and Zach there at turn 1. He's not had a great start here, but they're still side by side, a few of them, 2 or 3 wide into turn 2. And we've got Rock Lobster, Scott Laney and Darren Paul here. The Scotsman, he's got to use the slipstream on the Williams. The Scott Laney makes his way past, but he's got Dubs on the left. And they're still side by side into the hairpin. And
Lewis standing inside of the lead.
Oh, and Lewis goes for the lead here. Sorry about that, Merckx. We've not got that on the screen as we're seeing a complete melee into the hairpin, and hope we can keep it clean, lads. There's just, I can't tell what's going on. But everybody seems to.
There's a lot of cars.
Everybody's
right covered by about 5 tenths. Oh, there's a bit of carbon fibre shed coming into turn 8, I think it is. Don't know who that was. Someone's run very wide. A lot of people running wide. Another bit of carbon fibre's come off. Craig's got not a lot of front wing. That's the Williams.
Rock Lobster's on the grass there as he's making his way. He's just plummeting down the order there. He's P19. He's only in front of Zach, who spun at turn 1, but Lewis will lead us on to lap. There was a Williams spun there. That's Darkseid, and he's got some damage. No, he's not. That's been his carbon fibre on turn, the last turn there. Plain Teddy's got damage in the pits. Steve-O's in the pits there. I can't really tell. I think he might have damage as well if he's making an early pit stop in this race.
Unbelievable start. I should say for Plain Teddy, who's up the inside of Darkseid and on the back of the grid. On lap 2, he's up 12 positions and he's P8 already. And there's a fixing point off. Dead pulls off. He's off into the wall.
No!
He is off until...
No! There! Oh, he's in P19 now, that's...
He's out of turn 2. I don't know what happened, but I just looked at the background of Plain Teddy and he's in the wall.
And we're still seeing some drivers going side by side into the hairpin. We've got Jules and Gareth going side by side as Jules gets a wee bit of an edge on the traction in front of the McLaren, but Gareth will probably have a wee look up the inside and says grandstand. He does not. And looking at
Dark
the
Zen is back
standings,
ahead of Teddy.
Dark Zen is back in front of Terry. Terry is nursing wing damage. He's not got his front left end plate.
Jules has had a bad run.
He'll be understeer.
Yeah.
Jules is losing out. He's lost 4 places. Big winners off that start. Also pointing out Plain Terry, P20 to P9. He has nursing damage, however, so I don't know how long he'll last with that damage on the wing. Does he come in? He does not. We've got Dubs up 9 places, and there's a spin there. Scott Laney is spun on the pit lane, and he's having to wait until the traffic goes by. And the Williams, a Rock Lobster there, and Zach is having to be let pass before he can come back on the track. And he comes out in 18th, just in front of Darren, Paul, and Steve-O. So let's just take this minute to breathe. Let's just calm ourselves down, and we'll see what's happened. We've got the 2 Mercedes there, Hicklin and Original was on the inside, deep back into the slipstream and the spray of his teammate in front. Dark Zen in the spin still finds himself in P7, Plain Teddy in 8th after starting P20, Craig in 9th, Sprightly 10th. He got himself back into the lobby, so he is here and joining us for this race. Gareth in P11, Scott in 12th.
Made a mistake. He's off the track,
Sorry?
but he's managed to... Plain Teddy just made a mistake, ran wide at turn 8. But he managed to get it back on the track fine.
I think it's that damage he's trying to nurse on that car, Mercs. It's definitely no helping with his turning, especially on right-handers, because he's just losing so much time. He's understeering, and there's a spin. It's Sprightly. Sprightly's came back out of the race, and he's spun, and he's got damage on the front right, and he nearly lost a bit more of that wing as Ned Claw nearly drove over the tappy in the Renault, and he's just got back in front of Rock Lobster, and his Gareth is spun on the Sachs curve there. He has to watch for his teammate, and it looks like he's beached from what I can see, Mercs, but obviously he's got to get that car back running. And
yeah, I think he had to get out of the way. That's tough for the McLaren.
And Sprightly spun again. And Sprightly spun, and Paul's just had to avoid him there. So Sprightly's no HUD, the greatest lap, and I think he's just knocked the other end plate off a good measure there. Try and balance out the downforce issue by just getting his
apparently, it's on your screen, but I think my screen's going a bit weird. Mercedes going side by side. Original around the outside. He's alright. Goes deep though.
Side by side again, next round the sweeping right-hander just on the exit of the Mercedes grandstand, watching the 2 drivers for Mercedes going side by side in the wet, and there's a bit of lag there. And the Original goes back in front of Hicklin, but Hicklin might get into the Sachs curve. He does not, but these 2 Mercedes better watch they don't trip over each other on the back of them. So hopefully they can keep it clean, but Hicklin just looked like he was going for a wee dive there again on the broadcast cam, but he was no close enough there to his teammate, and he stays 5th, and he's dropped off by a good second. And we're immediately seeing a top 3 being formed here to Lewis, Felix and Venom. They've broken away for the back.
I think Venom's just cropped up to the back of the top 2, but he's going to see a lot of dirty air as he gets any closer. Obviously no DRS to get them any closer going into the hairpin, so they're going to have to have a bit more organic overtaking in this Grand Prix. But we will see, can they keep it clean, avoid making mistakes. It's the name of the game in this race.
Definitely the main priority for the teams is to keep the cars in pristine condition. They don't want additional bills on top of this race. But we were greeted by a chaotic start here in Hockenheim, and they're going to go side by side. Hicklin and Dubs are going to go side by side through there, and Hicklin keeps the place he was on the inside. He is defending, and Dark Zen has spun. Has he no spun? He's not spun in mine, but he's still facing the right.
Yeah, he was on the grass. I think he did a half spin. He saved it.
exceptional driving there by Dark Zenith in the wet weather conditions. Scott being accompanied by Orange Crush, and this will be the battle for the final points in position, but it's still very, very early in this race, as we're only in lap 6 and 34, so we have another 28 laps left.
Dubs is going to come back at him. Come back at Hicklin. Oh, but he pulls out. Yeah, as you see, top 3 just away from the Mercedes. It's really going to be a battle for the podium at this point.
Definitely. But as we see, Neelix and Lewis going to go side by side, and Neelix gets the lead given back to him. Well, obviously he had to fight for it there. Lewis took the lead off Neelix at the start, and Neelix has just decided to take the place back from him. So it's a
Lewis
Haas,
is very
Alpha,
close.
Toro Rosso. And
Oh, as I
Dubs
say
up the
that,
other side of Hicklin.
yeah.
That was close there, bus driver there, but it just looked like to me, Max, that Dubs looks so much more confident in these conditions. Hicklin is both his teammate. They were battling just a lap or two prior, but the gap between the two sits at 80. Hicklin doesn't really seem to find his feet at this stage of the race, and he's under intense pressure by the Haas of Dubs. So I think it might just be a matter of the Haas driver finds his way past, and that will definitely not bode well with the team, especially at the home race in Germany. They are running 4th and 5th at the moment, and Dubs gets such a run through turn 1 there as well. Hicklin was equal to it, and he keeps the place into 2, but Dubs will have the whole straight into the hairpin as his opportunity to overtake, but to try and keep it on the outside before he even goes on to the curve straight. That just completely contradicts itself and cancels the other one out. But it's just going to be like a drag race at this moment in time, as they're going to go side by side into the hairpin. Dubs will have the inside, and Dubs will let the car roll into the apex, and Hicklin's going to try and keep it on the outside, and Dubs gives him a wee bit of the nudge there, but it's friendly and fair on the exit, and they're going to go side by side through turn 6, and they're still side by side, and Dubs gave Hicklin a wee bit of a tap there, but still facing the right way, and Hicklin goes wide at the Mercedes grandstand, which means Dubs can just take the place back. Thank you very much. That's what he's saying in that cockpit. But Hicklin and Original have the Haas in between the pair. Plain Teddy still
Yeah,
7. Sorry.
I noticed while that battle was going on, we had Darkton and Craig having a ding dong of their own. Darkton was ahead. I think Zach and Scott Laney had a bit of a battle, and Zach was off the track, and then obviously got past. And then that was it. But yeah, good battle between Hicklin and Dubs, and Dubs seems to pull away now and unlocks a bit more pace.
No, definitely. He's got the other Mercedes Original left to chase. He has got a 4.4 second gap to Original, however. But that really just kind of underlines Hicklin's pace in comparison to his teammate and to the drivers around him. So Hicklin really kind of struggling to get Scott and Orange Crush on the straight. They looked a lot closer there, but I think there was a wee bit of desync there, which has allowed Scott to bridge the gap a wee bit and pull away down that straight. So Orange Crush will need to wait until
I thought I lost you there.
That's a real opportunity. Did you?
You were
you still there?
connected.
Testing?
Yeah,
Oh.
you were connecting for me. I thought I lost
That's
you
not
there.
ideal.
I was like, you caught off
hope
mid-sentence. But Original was just set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. So could be well, I mean, Lewis is all the way at the front, so he's going to stake his claim for a podium. For sure. As the Toro Rosso and the Haas are quite close to each other. Don't count Dubs out, as he obviously had some decent pace. Seemed to have some decent pace, so we'll wait and see what he can do. We have Dark 7, who is behind Plain Teddy at the moment, as well, after having a bad start. Second place.
A wee spin or two on the starting few laps, but he's finding himself right behind the force here.
Second, third.
And we've got Venom taking
Venom stays ahead.
Neelix. but while they two are squabbling over the side piece of tarmac, we've got the Mercedes of original kind of creeping into this battle. So the wee front three that we had in the early stages is completely white because original has bridged the gap and finds himself looking at a real potential podium position as Merckx leaves the session. We will try and get Merckx back in, so that's Merckx disconnecting, but you've got our rigs to keep anyway for the time being until I get him back in, so I'll wait until he comes back on. But we're on lap 9, about to start the 10th lap of 34 here in Hockenheim, and it's Lewis OD as our race leader with a 3-second gap to Venom in second place. We've got Neelix, and Original's going to challenge Neelix for the final podium place there as he got really close to the Haas's rear wing there into turn 1, but didn't make a way past, but he will have a lot of opportunity down the straight, but Neelix will have the slipstream to Venom in front, so that could be some form of defence for the Haas driver. But we're going to sit on board with Original to see if he can close on the back of that Haas, and it seems to be he's into that gap. And is he going to go to the inside? Neelix, he's going to try to do the switch back, but it seemed dangerous, especially in the wet. And Neelix, after that wee barge by Original there into the braking zone, nearly took Venom with him, but however everybody is still facing the right way. As you see a Red Bull at Orange Crush, he's fallen down the order and he's spun at turn 2, and so I don't know what's happened there. Maybe he's kind of let the rears up a wee bit too aggressively there on the exit, and that's just no sat well with the traction, and he's still trying to fin that car facing the right way. He's got some damage, and Steve-O's retired, so I think he's has he retired in the pit lane? I think he has. As you see, Sprightly taking P19, and Steve-O is the first retiree here in Hockenheim, so that's not been a great race for Steve-O, and he's just went and left the session as well, so he's just packed his stuff up and decided to go home. So it's just not been his race here in Hockenheim, but we've got a fine battle going on here for the final podium playing position, and we've got a battle in P7 with Dark Zenit and Plain Teddy as well, and I say that and the gap increases to the second. We'll do the rest of the rundown. We've got Dubs in P5, Hicklin's in P6. He is finding a wee bit more pace now at this stage in the race as he is keeping up with Dubs. Dubs was hassling Hicklin for P5, and then he got P5, but Hicklin didn't really obviously pace as he did his teammate. So Hicklin had to kind of try and fin his feet that wee bit more at this stage in the race. Dark Zenit is in P7 and he's 2.9 seconds adrift. The battle for P6, the position of P6 at Hicklin. Plain Teddy in P8, I think he's still nursing front wing damage, as is Craig in P9. Scott is round about the top 10 and the points paying positions at this stage. Ned Claus in P11, Jules P12. Scott leading for spin earlier in the race. He finds himself 13th. And Orange Crush is in the pits, and I think he'll probably nurse it intermediates on at this stage. There is a dry line starting to form, but the rain is still coming down quite fast here in Hockenheim, so I don't see any real desire, real urgency to go on dry tyres at this stage in the race. And I feel like this will be the race conditions for the full duration. As we see, Original locking up and spearing Neelix in the back of the car there in the Sachs curve, so I think Original is letting Neelix back on track, which is quite noble of him, but at the same time he is the culprit of that particular crime in the Sachs curve. Original's just got his braking reference all wrong there. I think maybe Neelix was just taking the normal line through there, and Original's just seemed to like maybe look up a brake. He just went straight into the back of the Haas. Fortunately enough for the Mercedes driver, he does not have elk camera looking at him. That's why he actually, the same applies to Original, so does to Hicklin there. He doesn't have any damage, but it was very noble Original to give the place back to Neelix. But they have both lost places. They've lost their podium places, and they're finding themselves battling for 7th and 8th instead of 3rd. So that has been a bit hectic for them to say the least. And we're going to see Craig jump in between the two. And where is Neelix in all this? Neelix is a bit on the road, and he goes up the inside of Plain Terry to take P6. So disaster for the Haas driver there, who was driving a very strong race in P3, but while one Haas suffers, the other one benefits as Dubs gets himself into the podium paying position. However, he is 7.7 seconds of the Toro Rosso, Venom and Lewis, who is our race leader, and it's just continuing to extend that gap. It's been pretty flawless from him so far after starting. I think he started P3. Yes, he started P3. He was on the second row of the grid, and he got a great launch off his grid slot. Immediately bet Dark Zenit off the start, and he was right on the rear of Neelix, and they two were squabbling for the battle for the lead in the first few laps. And then it was Neelix one lap, Lewis the next, Neelix the next, Lewis the next lap, and there was a constant just repetition of that. But Lewis has been able to get himself back into the lead, and he's just continued to extend that gap. And his performance and pace at this stage of the race might not be the fastest lap, but he has been pretty flawless in the first third of this race. I'm going to try and see if I can get Mick back in, so please bear with us. I do apologise for the inconvenience. He's not here. He is not present. Here, can you see him there? So I just do apologise for that, viewers. Plain Teddy, get the screen back on. He's picked up a 3-second time penalty there for multiple times, for multiple ones there. He's picked himself up a time penalty there, which will be added into the time. So that could be crucial. I'm waiting on Mix coming back, so when I get an invitation from Mix or any information on my co-commentator has disappeared to, I will have to pause the stream just to get him back in. And oh, there we go. Just 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes. Aye, no worries. I'm just gonna get Mix back in. So please, I just do apologise. Please bear with me. And Scott Laney picked up a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That is not exactly ideal from the Renault driver. Steve-O, Mix disconnected, and we've just got him back into the party literally as we speak at the moment. So we'll try and get Mix back into the game. So we can really apologise for that inconvenience, but once I get my co-commentator back in the game and back in the booth, we'll see Beard Paul getting himself a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Oh, invite to the game.
Yeah.
No worries. Let me just get that new. Invite more. Invite the game. There we go. So our race rundown on lap 14 of 34. Lewis is just continuing to extend the gap at the front. The Alfa Romeo driver is increasing that gap. It sits at 5.2 seconds on lap 14 of 34. Venom is second place, and he's got a lot of pressure being shifted off his shoulders as Neelix and Originals came together in the battle for the second place at the Sachs curve. So that's why you'll see him so far down Neelix 66, Original 9th, Teddy once again, right on the back of Craig. Through this and see how he navigates this section of the track with spray in his face by the Alpha in front. Dobson Hickman fourth, Lansed in the P5 after a start. Felix back, which has been second. Damage. Also nursing some damage to that front line. Yellow flag at the first sector. That's Hicklin. Is that Hicklin? Hickman's facing the wrong way as we see the Mercedes driver facing the wrong way. A full 180 degree spin at turn 1. So I don't know what's happening. I don't know if he's got any damage, but he is pulling off to the side of the track, and he is disqualified. He is disqualified. He's not retiring, but he's disqualified. So I don't know why that is. You're in the game yet, Max?
No, I'm not. It was not letting me go in. I've restarted my game again. But yeah,
worries, just let me know when you need an invite.
Yeah, can you send me an invite now?
I'll do it.
Well.
No worries.
So, Hickman's just got disqualified for trying to turn the car around.
Pretty much. He spun at turn 1. I don't know if it was on his own or he made contact with another driver into turn 1. He was kind of racing on his own bit of the track at the time. But he was on the pit exit and he was facing the wrong direction, and he just turned the car around, and then it immediately was put him after the side of the track and disqualified him. So I don't know if he was facing the wrong way and gone the wrong way. If we see Merckx during the session, he will join us back in the booth momentarily. Hicklin says in the chat, disqualification is pinned, and then Steve says, damn mate, like in Canada, and he's just slating the game for it being a bit chaotic. However, I feel like the disqualification there is harsh. I mean, I understand like punishing drivers, but he didn't. He wasn't in a danger to anybody else. He wasn't exploiting any advantages or nothing. It was just him making a mistake and then being extremely like penalised for it. So I think that's excessive. There's no one best. It's extremely excessive. So it's unfortunate for Hickman to be disqualified and leave his lap 64. And while we're talking about Hickman, we're watching his teammate originals. Well, we were only watching his teammate before, but we're watching his teammate originals closing the gap to Teddy, who is on P6. He's still got front wing damage to that front left end plate.
Saw Russell in the pits.
Russell in the pits. Venom is the first of the top domestic blink, and he is in the pit lane, assumedly for more intermediates. And Plain Teddy comes in, Original plays him in. Dark Zenon's in the pits, Venom's in the pits. We're starting to see some pit stops on effect and get it into some.
Where's Ted Kravitz when you need him?
Ken, Ted, tell us what's happening. Oh, where is he? I don't know.
Everyone's coming in.
Jules
is in. Ned in. Jules is in. Deadpool stays out.
Oh my god.
Zach stays out. Gareth, is it this? Yeah, I think that's about a lot of the grid just went in on that lap for their one and only stop. Victor has now left.
And Hicklin leaves the session. Understandably frustrated with his disqualification. It is extremely harsh on behalf of both masses in the game.
There's Scott Laney.
He's
will
tries
not
to
go
sell
for the
Zach
move.
the dummy into the hairpin. But Zach looked extremely slow through the hairpin, and Scott looked to have carried a bit more speed. And Zach just, I don't know, he just looks very slow in the traction zone, in the traction exit. But Scott takes the inside through the kink.
Ooh.
He turns 6 into 7 and makes the move stick. Zach was
Purse is in.
Ned Claw. And Ned Claw, everybody was slowing down, and he comes back on quite risky there in front of Gareth and Scott.
Yeah,
And that means Gareth went wide, and Scott's been able to slip his way through in the Ferrari. So it's Renault, Ferrari, McLaren for 12th, 13th and 14th respectively, and Scott seems to have looked like on the helicopter cam there. He got his right tyres on the grass there, so that'll definitely not help his tyres in terms of grip, as we're starting to see a few more drivers coming in to make their one and only pit stop in this race. We see Gareth just peeling off into the pits there as well, as Scott and Ned Clark continue to go around for another lap. Scott Laney up in P9 and no man's land there beats Craig out of the pit lane. Teddy has made his
yellow flag in sector 1.
What has happened? What has happened
Not
next?
sure.
Can you tell us?
Not sure, I think maybe it was just people coming out of the pit lane. Nothing's happened on the track, so maybe someone just made a mistake somewhere and carried on. Can't see any damage from many people. We have a 3-car train at the behind with Ned Claw, Craig and Scott, as Ned Claw gets a bit of a tag slapper on there, but manages to keep it in a straight line, and they stay in the same positions. Scott goes deep on the brakes, which gets that slowed down, and Dubs is in the pit lane as Venom sits the fastest lap on the Grand Prix. Oh, yellow flag in sector 1. That's Lewis, isn't it? That's Lewis. He's around.
Alright, Lewis has spun. I don't know if he's getting any damage, but
he has got damage on the front right damage.
End plate is gone.
Gonna carry on. Yeah, that is disaster.
Especially just after pitting as well. That has cost him a boatload of money there for him for the win. So he'll be nursing some damage for the time being. I don't know if he'll maybe come back in and get that repaired. I don't know where he would.
Yeah, and everybody's made a stop as well, so that is very unfortunate, as the Haas driver is going to get past him just about. Yeah, that's going to cost him dear for the rest of this race. There's sprightly pits as well. in the Ferrari.
It's
At the back
definitely not
of
been
the grid.
ideal for Lewis.
This
Lewis
is-
was leading the race quite comfortably. He was extending the gap. He was just on his own rhythm, and just one lapse of just one moment of concentration collapse, and he's in the wall. He's got damage. He's losing a lot of time, and he is coming back into the pits. So I can see Rex drives off into the pit entry there. So he is wanting that damage repaired. Can he?
I'll keep a note on him to see where he comes out.
I think he should.
Neelix just set the fastest lap.
I feel like he would feed in about the tail end of the points, maybe just in front of Rock Lobster, or at least in front of Run the Jewels. So
Let's
he
have a
should
look.
kind of
We have
back out
the
into that
Toro.
battle.
So it's coming out now. It's going to come out with Scott's come around turn 1. And he'll be side by side. Coming out of the lane, or just ahead of Scott in the Ferrari, but he's out and he's in the points paying positions with, well, not that much pressure tyres, but he's had to put on another set, which is not great. But can he recover from here? As he's already going for a move on Nedcore. Nedcore gives him a little bit of a squeeze towards the outside, but I think he's going to get the move done. Nedcore's a lot later on the brakes, but Lewis sticks it up the inside, leaves him. Oh, hello.
Oh!
Bit of a camera shake.
Oh, definitely Ned Clog got a wee bit too close to the rear end of that Alpha, and
Scott looks to get in on the party and just got hung out to dry almost. But yeah, they managed to get through there. Lewis is in P9 after all that.
so we are on lap 21, and it's Venom who is our new race leader for this race here in Hockenheim, as Lewis had to make an additional pit stop after attaining some
Original's
damage.
on for a move as he set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and he's half a second behind Neelix in the Haas. Can he get anything for Mercedes after Bickland's unfortunate disqualification?
The pressure of the Mercedes administrators, the business of Mercedes, is
so yeah,
lying
like Jules is
purely on
out.
his shoulders. As we see
Jules is out.
Iron, is that
He's
on
crashed.
track?
Crashed. Virtual safety
it's
car's
on
out.
track.
Crashed
It's
out of
on
the final corner. Yeah, he's crashed out of the final corner. Front right is off on top of his car. And that is Jules out of the German Grand Prix. Brought out the virtual safety car, and we have a breather in this race.
We've got a moment to sit back, reflect, rest our beautiful voices, and reflect on the first 21 laps of this race. And Jules just used the session, and Rush just putting the wets on. I don't
Is he?
think it's that wet. He's on the wet tyres on the timing screen.
It's light rain on.
Blue ring instead of the green.
I can see I'm on board with him now, but light rain on race, but green flag. I think racing again. We have the two Alphas. We're close to each other. But yeah, that is a odd strategy call when you're down the back. But yeah, kind of hoping for a safety car, I think.
I think maybe on Squash is hoping for more rain. As we see
Lewis is in the pits.
Back into the pits again. Oh, he's got down again. He's got down. She's front left.
He must have hit his
That's no
teammate
ideal.
because they were close together.
Oh, that's like the golden rule in Formula 1. You don't hit your teammate.
This race is just all falling apart in the space of 4 laps. Such a shame.
Oh, definitely.
Such a shame.
He had a very commanding lead in the first stint. As soon as he pitted, I don't know, is it maybe the fact that also the first one was a mistake on his own, like he spun it to
Orange
one,
Crush
no
is
camera
struggling.
though.
Orange Crush is struggling big time, as I think he's been lapped already, so
Oh, and he's
spinning.
spun
Oh, there's just on boards with Dubs there. That was a scary sight because he could have just careered into the side of him, but he slowed down, saw him early enough, and I don't know why he went onto the wet tyres. But yeah, it's just,
a bit of a brave decision.
I don't want to say brave, probably more stupid, I want to say.
You hearing that, Crush? You hearing this?
I don't want to call a driver stupid, but I think That is a stupid decision. I don't think he's got 10 second time penalty for driving around the track. I'm not quite sure what he's doing now. I think he's probably going to get disqualified any second now because he is just driving in the infield. And he's got 30 seconds worth of penalties for exceeding track limits, and that is... I don't know. He's just slow. I don't know, he's trying to block the pit lane almost. I don't know what he's doing.
I mean,
I'm not sure.
I don't exactly know what he's doing, but while we decide what Orange Crush is finally back in the pits and he's finally still a good minute behind, but while one Red Bull's in the pits having a bit of a disaster, strategy call. One Red Bull's about to get overtaken by the Alpha of Lewis into turn 2 up the inside. They're still side by side. Zach's had it round the outside, hoved inside to turn 3. Lewis had it round the outside and he's got himself past, but
close.
Red Bull Zach will have the slipstream into the hairpin, so he has a
he's
perfect
gaining
opportunity to try and retake that place. And Lewis goes defensive, meaning Zach has got on the outside. Gives him a bit of a squeeze onto the curb, on the braking. It's definitely not going to help the car slowing down, and it's definitely going to make that ride a bit more bumpier for the Red Bull driver there. But Lewis gives him a bit of a squeeze there. It looked a bit fair, but at the same time it looked a bit aggressive. But both drivers are still in the race, no damage attained. Lewis exactly squeeze up at 10 seconds from Darren Paul over the next driver as Lewis gets a wee bit of a spin on, and Scott Laney is back in the pits for another city intermediates. I would assume Rocklock to disconnect and races at the same time. While we use this moment to up, I'll sit on board with Scott as he's going to have a chance at Ned Clough in P8. So Pascal says
Lewis is out.
A good race. Has he crashed?
I don't know. He's just retired, I think.
He's in the pits.
Yeah, he's just retired. No, he's not even in the pit lane, he's on the pit straight.
Oh.
Just rolling on the pit straight. So I think he's retired on track, yeah. Because Orange, I just realised Orange Fresh is a lap down to the whole field, almost. But yeah, we got battle for 13th place. Not for points, but there's always pride. We got 10 laps to go, 9 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Oh, well, I think 10 laps actually.
Pascal says, been a good race so far. Plain Terry for driver of the day. Plain Terry 6-6. P20 P6. Oh, that's a solid performance from Plain Terry.
I think Dubs has got a case though at the moment for driver of the day, starting 15th. I think that would be.
Definitely. Funny sell. I think he started. Let me just quickly double check where he started. He started P15. He's up into seconds. Strong drive for him as well. I mean, both of the drivers that were nominated there have fight their way through the pack to where they are on the grid. Started P15 and P20 respectively, still up in second and 6, so we can give them both a special shout out for their performances at this stage of the race. If I could split driver of the day, I'd probably win, split between the pair of them, but unfortunately it only goes to one. So while we're on the discussion, driver of the day, make sure you can fire in your predictions in the chat as well. That's our predictions and main discussions for driver of the day. So we want to hear yours, what your thoughts are on this race, because I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm sure Mex has as well. Steve will ask what happened to Lewis. Lewis retired on the pit straight. We never caught it on camera, but we seen him slowing. He had to make 2 stops. He picked up damage once with a mistake. Second time I'm assuming it was with his teammate. So it's not been. He's had a bit of. It's not so much a fall from grace. It's just it's like a slam through a table at this point, because he was leading the race commandingly, very dominant performance in the first stint, and as soon as he pitted, he got fresh rubber on. It seemed to go pear straight through there. So I don't really know where it went wrong, but I think maybe his mistake the first time played a big role in his retirement. But while we're sitting discussing Lewis, we're going to look at the Ferrari to Scott. We go really close to to the rear end of Nedclaw. Nedclaw slides the car to the right hand side, meaning they'll have the inside, but Scott does not need the inside line. He makes his way past, but will Nedclaw let the car roll into the hairpin, which he does. The guy goes side by side, make a wee tiny bit of contact there, wee bit of wheel banging, and Nedclaw slams him. Well, no slams him, that's a bit harsh, I'd probably say. Gives him a nice wee tiny kiss onto the side of the track and gives him a nudge off the circuit. Nedclaw keeps the place, but this battle for P8 is starting to really heat up at this point as Nedclaw goes a bit wide and Gian Scott another lock in as he goes on the outside, and he does. He makes a move from the outside, they're still side by side, and he makes contact, and he's done absolutely exceptional there to keep that facing in the right direction, because that so easily could have been in the wall and a retiree from this race.
Nedclaw's gone wide.
Nedclaw,
Scott's gone wide as well.
They're feeding into the entertainment element of the racing here. You're putting on quite a show for the viewers here of a P8, but the gap has seemed to have increased over that final sector.
Just wanted to note that Dubs just set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. He's closed the gap to 5.5. I know it's a long shot, but we'll wait and see if he can close the gap even more. But yeah, Smoke says drive of the day for whoever goes pin free. Which that is quite good, because turn 1 is certainly penalty heavy.
Definitely.
Tasker says it's a hard call for drive of the day because he never knew that Dubs came from 15th. So it's kind of between Dubs playing Teddy. Nedclaw's had a good race as well. So is Scott in the Ferrari, Craig in the Alpha as well. But yeah, I think Venom's obviously had a good race. So we've got a good choice of drivers to choose from.
Exactly, it's a very rich selection of drivers that we can
down to
nominate
4.7. Gap down to 4.7 at the front.
So, I think if we can gap at least 8 tenths, we could probably finish there on the next few laps anyway, and hopefully we can maybe see a wee showdown for the lead in these final few laps. But while we're waiting the battle to occur on track, we'll have a look at Original, who is half a second shy of Neelix into the hairpin, and Dark Zenon is just there as well, so we could see a battle for the podium unfolding as well, if Neelix and Originals can close the gap to Zenon. That was your nominee for the race win. He is on the podium though, so it is still a solid drive from him, especially after his start, because I think he spun twice in the first few laps.
Yeah,
so
he's found his way back up to third place.
Definitely, and I think in terms of this race, it's just been a matter of keeping your nose clean as well.
I wonder if Venom's just had to lap a car. Maybe he got caught behind a little bit. I don't know, but the gap is under 4 seconds, 3.8. Now it's 3.4 as he crosses the line. 3.4 seconds is the gap as they cross the line. This goes straight back up to 3.8 going from turn 1, but he is closing at a rapid rate of knots as he locks up going into turn 2. Can Dubs make a late charge for the victory? We will wait and see. Robson needs an invite. I did invite him before, but maybe he didn't get it, so I will invite him now. But yeah, Dubs is making hay while the sun doesn't shine, but
while the sun doesn't shine here, it's definitely been a different setting for the Formula 1 drivers in Division 3. They've had to adapt from a dry qualifying session to a wet race, and it's been hectic, it's been chaotic. We've had lead changes, we've had battles for podiums, battles up and down the field, pit stops, meaning a lot of significant value as Rock Lobster decides to join us once again here in SLR's 3rd Division race here in Hockenheim. The gap between Venom and Dubs is sitting at 3.3 seconds with 5 laps remaining. It is sitting quite pretty for Dubs at the stage, as he has been closing that gap down. It was about 6 seconds about 3 laps ago, so he is lapping at an exceptional enough rate to try and bring this down, and
5 laps to go. Runs wide at turn 1.
Hopefully can have a tasty battle for the final laps here between the two race leaders. were retirees from this race is Hicklin after being disqualified from facing the wrong way at turn 1 after an accident of his own. Steve-O retired in the pit lane. He didn't really get, I don't really know what happened to Steve-O, but I don't think he really got a great feel for his car. I think he spun once as well in the start, so he's not had a great race in the long, so he retired as well in the pit lane. Jules crashed on the pit straight as well, so he's not really had a great race either as well. And Lewis O'D, who was a race leader, had a very dominant and commanding lead in this race, made his pit stop, and it just seemed to kind of crumble to pieces from there. When he retired as well, he had to make 2 stops after an accident at turn 1, and in our belief it was collision with his teammate, so he didn't really have the best safety so he retired before the day as well.
While you're talking, there is a battle for third as well as for the leads. The gap is ever closing at the top, but Neelix is closing up to the back of Dark Zenon, and obviously Original is still behind the Haas. But as they cross the line, the gap is now 2.2 seconds, as it was 3.3 when he crossed the line last time. With 4 laps to go, can Dubs win from 15th on the grid? We will need to see. As Venom gets a little stopper and runs wide out of turn 2, that's going to lose even more time, as he's now 1 second behind our race leader. Can Venom hold on? No, there's a yellow flag in sector 2, and that is a Renault of Scott Laney, and he is round in the grass. Can he get it turned round? Yes, he can, but he's going to lose a lot of time there. That's probably going to be his chance of points gone in this race. But the gap is under a second at the top, and we have a battle for first, and we have a battle for third place as in the closing stages of this German Grand Prix.
Strap yourselves in and enjoy these final few laps as we're seeing the gap being slashed left, right and centre for the race lead. Dubs had the gap about 5 seconds, 6 seconds apart between himself and the race leader Venom, and he's just decided to cut his way through that
Venom's
gap.
Venom's wide, oh my god.
Oh, and he's wide there, Richard. Absolutely right there. Didn't catch it on the camera, so apologies for that. But Venom went wide on the second last corner there, and that means Dubs is right there for the taking. He wants this race won. He can smell it. He can see it. He's gone for it.
He's going.
Enjoy yours, folks.
Who's he going to go? Round the outside, it goes for the move. First chance at the lead. Will he make it stick round the outside? There's a bit of contact. Is it the contact? There's contact. Venom's off. Venom is off.
Oh.
And Dubs is letting back past. Dubs is letting back past. Bit of tyre face contact. But Sprightly is getting in the way. Sprightly is just sitting in the racing line. I don't know if Venom got any damage at all. Hopefully he didn't. No, he didn't. He just tapped the back of him. But Sprightly just got stuck in the way, and this battle will resume once again.
And while this battle for the lead is heating up as well, we've got a battle for P3 as well between Zenit and Neelix. Neelix starting to really, the two Haasies really kind of coming into the rain at this stage in the race. The tyres must be a perfect operating window, finding the grip.
Dubs almost hits the back of Venom.
Sprightly is the driver in between these two leading battles here, so Sprightly will need to move it the way as he is in the lap. Optically, had the greatest race as he sits in P15 at the moment, but we are starting the penultimate lap 33 of 34. And
Dubs has got a run.
Another great run. Venom's away to the inside already into turn 2, and Dubs will have to look run the outside. They're still side by side, exact same carbon copy manoeuvre from last to lap, but Venom quickly shuts the door on that, but Dubs will have a run down the straight, and he's immediately, he's not defended, but he's letting the car roll out. As he let the car roll to the right hand side, he is, but Dubs has got to go down the outside, making him go the long way round. He's trying to outbrake the Toro Rosso into the hairpin.
Parks on the apex there, very nicely.
Venom very
Neelix has gone wide. Neelix has gone wide. He's managed to get a good exit.
Well.
He's managed to get a good exit though, had the run, but it's just not. But I don't know what's going to happen on this Final lap of the Grand Prix. We've got a lap and a half to go. Take your pick on your race winner, on your podium sitter.
Exactly, because it is not 100% confirmed by any stretch of the imagination here, viewers. We are tuned in for what should be an exciting and scintillating final lap here in Hockenheim in these intermediate conditions that have been extremely tricky for all the drivers here in Division 3 SLR. But we've got the 34th and final lap left to navigate as Venom.
He's going again. He's going again. Oh, he's gone defended the inside. Going to go round the outside. He's going to go again one final time. Doesn't make it.
Dobbs backs out 8. Does he want to go down the outside of turn 2? But he's back to sell it. He's got himself set up for the hairpin, but Venom will need to keep that car to the right if he wants to have any real strong
Neelix going for a move as well.
And Dobbs stabbed the back, and Neelix is making a way through Dark Xenon as well. Does Dobbs go up the inside of Venom? And he does, and he's got damage. He's tapped the side of the Toro Rosso there. Dobbs got really close to the rear wing of the Red Bull Toro Rosso there, and
he's gonna go.
Seemed to just tap him, and he had a bit of an oversteering moment on the straight, and it was so close to an accident there, but fortunately enough for both drivers, they are still in this race, still in contention for the win. And Dobbs, even though he's got damage to contend with, he is not letting this win go that easily as he goes into the final sector, basically pushing Venom through these final turns. And he goes wide.
He's trying.
He's looking this way and that way, Mercs, but he is, I think his efforts will be in vain as Venom does everything that he needed today, and he has got one more corner left to drive round. The checker flag will be waving in these intermediate conditions. Up in the gantry, Venom is our race winner here in Hockenheim.
Dobbs has got a puncture.
Dobbs has got a puncture.
Oh, Dobbs has got puncture.
He's got a puncture, and he's just sliding down Neelix and Dark Xenon, taking the podium. Dobbs misses out. What happened there, Mercs? Was it a puncture?
Puncture. I think he had a puncture.
Said that, but
yeah, I don't know what tyre. I can't tell. I think he had a puncture. He was going very slow. He's either got a puncture or he's out of fuel. He's out of fuel. I think he was out of fuel. Didn't have a puncture. He's out of fuel. There you go.
He's definitely.
He was out of fuel. Smoke just confirms that. I just saw him slow him down. I was like, what is going on here? I just like, he's going slow and slower and slower, and then unfortunately he's off the podium after all that, after fighting his best. He just got caught out with the fuel. And Venom wins the Grand Prix. Who is our driver of the day? Who is our driver of the day? Are we going to have Dobbs as driver of the day or anybody else?
I am going to be an extremely critically nitpicky person here, but if I was to pick my driver of the day, I would purely just give it to Teddy, because fuel management is crucial. But I mean,
we'll see
still
what
P15 to P14, P15 to P4, sorry, is still an exceptional result for Dobbs, as we're seeing a bit of a traffic jam here for the grandstand.
Let's give us some chat action for driver of the day, late votes.
And Gears.
While I invite, who have I got to invite? We Are Venom, SLR.
Oh my god, and after such an exciting race, I will run us through the final race classifications here in Hockenheim. We have been treated to an absolutely brilliant race here in Hockenheim, and I hope you can 100% wholeheartedly agree with me there, Mercs and viewers. I think we were treated to a truly fascinating spectacle, as Venom is our race winner here in Hockenheim, as he's been presented the winner's trophy, joined alongside by Neelix and Dark Xenon as they spray the champagne in these wet conditions. The weather was horrid here in Hockenheim, but it definitely won't dampen the spirits of Venom, as he takes 25 points there. Paul, the Scotsman, takes the final points paying position, and he's deciding just to pack up and go home. He's no one to hang about for any celebrations, but while the rain continues to fall, the race results are as follows. Venom takes the race win here after starting from 6 on the grid. Neelix, pole position man, takes P2.
Looks like
18 points there for the Haas driver. And Dark Xenon
looks like we're going for Venom driver of the day.
Venom, definitely. I could probably vouch for him with that. He's drove spectacularly, very stellar drive from him at the front. Dubs, who gave Venom a great deal of hassle in the final laps, ended up losing out on the podium due to running out of fuel on the final lap. Original in P5 for the Mercedes, a strong show for him. P5 starting, P5 finishing. Teddy P20 to P6, strong driving from the racing point. Craig in P7, Nedcon P8, and the two Scottish focus Scott and Paul rounding out the points. Oh,
Well,
love that. Let me see. What's the chat action?
see if I can get Dark Zen in. I don't know. What's this gamer tag? I've
Oh, my
lost it.
throat is absolutely done in. Oh.
I will. Oh, God's sake. I've messed up there. Hang on. SLR.
Oh my god.
Got. Let me invite, please. We are Venom. Sorry, this has taken ages for me.
Oh, no worries. We are joined by Neelix. He is in the party with us, so he'll be here to talk us through his race. What's happening, mate? Strong drive.
Fairly pleased with that. Fairly pleased. It all went wrong early on. I think there was a couple of incidents where there's a bit of wheel banging going on. I ended up getting tapped off the track at one point, shouting at it a bit. But yeah, just managed to have a good strong drive. Managed to claw it right back at the end. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. Went as well as it could have done after the first couple of laps.
Definitely. You want to just talk us through your race and any of your key points there? P1 qualifying. We couldn't really see the qualifying, but we found out you got pole. We couldn't get back into the third qualifying session, so we found out you got pole P1 and quali P2 in the race. Must be pretty happy with that, as you were saying.
Yeah, considering everything that happened in the first few laps, yeah, I'm really happy with that. Had a great battle with Dark Zen at the end. I think we were just sort of concertinaing up all the time, and then he'd pull away, and then I'd catch up again. And luckily, just managed to get him on the last lap on the straight. Yeah, great racing from him.
It was honestly, it was just so intense at the final laps there with the battle for the lead. We were keeping up with your battle for P3 as well between yourselves, and it was just truly hectic. We've seen Dubs ended up running out of fuel. If you're wondering why he was going slow, running out of fuel in the final lap.
I thought he was letting me
for
through.
The win. So honestly, it's even us as commentators, we're sitting here pretty breathless about the race as well. So it's just really took that much of your toll on us just watching it. So I can't imagine how much it's took out you as drivers.
Yeah, well, I've already cracked a beer open.
I don't blame you, mate. Definitely don't blame you.
Yeah. We'll move on to Dark Zen then. He seemed to just... Well, he had I'd say not the best start you could have had, but you managed to recover in the end. Took a solid result. I was certainly cheering you on anyway.
That was probably Lobster, yeah. But yeah, my start off the line was pretty awful. I went just like straight down to like 4th or something. Then I had a spin with like Original, and then I just tried to keep clawing it back, and then, well, yeah, Neelix got the pass to be last lap. So I was like, okay, whatever, I'll take 4th. And then I see Gaz on the line, and I was like, oh no, like it's kind of bittersweet because I feel so bad for him. Like, you know, it's easy to just not look at the fuel in the end and then to lose it. But yeah.
That's tough. That is tough. Venom, you have been voted driver of the day. You won the race as well. Not by, not easily anyway.
Yeah, I was trying to watch you two in front of me as well, fighting it. Yeah.
Yeah, he was certainly coming at you very fast. Yeah, well, Riggs, do you want to have any other comments on that?
Honestly, I'm just hoping that everybody had enjoyed themselves, because I certainly did up in the commentary booth. I thought that was an absolute brilliant race to commentate on, to be a parity. And I just want to pass my congratulations to the podium sitters and to everybody who took part in the race, because it was an absolute cracker.
Yeah, thanks to you guys as
Nearly
well.
keep up with it. No worries. No worries. But no, I've got nothing else really to add, Max. If you want to close it.
Yeah, I think, well, tune in to Div 1 tomorrow night, the last German Grand Prix this weekend. We've had a few great races so far this weekend. If you get one more, and we will see you guys for that tomorrow. But well done to Venom tonight for winning the German Grand Prix, and that will be us. Good night.